Passengers leaving the country today can't be sure how travel rules could change by the time they return. It's what one airport boss calls quarantine bingo. And 2 weeks confined to home when they get back is putting a cloud over many people's summer breaks.
He's been quite anxious. We were, worried about going, wasn't we? But then we decided, let's just do it. But I wouldn't book another holiday again until next year now.
Airport tests would mean a swab is taken at the airport when passengers return. They'd then quarantine. To allow for the incubation period, travellers then take a second test between 5 and 8 days later. All clear on both could mean early release from quarantine. Heathrow's chief executive says passengers would pay about £150 per test and trials could start in weeks. Don't we need to put public health first and cut down on international travel?
Well, we will always put public health first. None of us want to have a second wave. We need to make sure that we have checked that the people coming into this country are those ones who don't have COVID, and if they are clear, they should be able to travel, come out of quarantine earlier than would otherwise be the case.
Jersey Airport today. Here they already have testing. It's similar in France, Russia, Iceland and a growing number of countries. But the UK government says quarantine remains a vital defence.
In respect of testing, it doesn't provide a silver bullet, because if you test people straight away, they can still be carrying the disease, incubating it and not show positive. So we still have to have that 14-day quarantine in place.
And tonight, more pressure on government in this open letter from travel industry leaders calling for the immediate introduction of targeted regional travel corridors. Currently, quarantine requirements cover entire countries, even though some regions within those countries may be less affected by coronavirus.
I think what we're calling for is clarity, consistency and proportionality. We ought to be able to manage something at a more granular level than a country level in order to minimise the impact on people.
Thank you. Tonight, Transport Secretary Grant Shapps returned from his own Spanish break with no sign of a policy shift on how quarantine rules work.
So we have to, I think, have a clear message and make sure that we act by adding entire countries to that list for the time being.
Busy check-in desks today show we're hitting peak holiday season. But a getaway is no escape from coronavirus or the measures being taken to contain it. Chris Choi, ITV News.